I'd like to welcome all of our guests, and on behalf of the Kaczynski family and Troop 104, certainly thank all of you for setting aside a portion of your evening to help us celebrate the occasion. My name is Peter Stumeller, and I'm an Assistant Scoutmaster at Troop 104, the proud father of an Eagle Scout from Troop 104, and I am also an Eagle Scout of Troop 104. So we're very glad to have you here as we continue to celebrate the tradition of working with our kids and putting out very strong, effective, civic-minded boys from 104. I'd like to take a minute and also introduce a number of our guests who came to also celebrate Nick's Eagle. First of all, Reverend Michael Parker, our pastor from St. John the Baptist. We appreciate Father Parker being here. His associate vicar, Father David Kraszewski, also joining us. And Reverend Dino Lorenzetti, who has been an active supporter of St. John's and participates regularly in our liturgies on the weekend. Thank you so much, Monsignor. Deacon Jim Wagner and his wife, Mrs. Wagner, also here from St. John's. Thank you. The mayor of North Tonawanda, Arthur Pappas, as well as Dave Conti, North Tonawanda Planning Board member. Both of you, we appreciate you coming and recognizing that Nick's Eagle project was earmarked for the municipality of North Tonawanda. So we appreciate both of you being here. Frank Biley is here with us this evening, and he's representing the chartered organization. Frank, thank you. Ralph DePetrosellis is our committee chairman. Ralph, thank you. Bill Boy, our Cub Master from PAC 104. His wife, Rose Boy, is here, and she's the assistant Cub Master from PAC 104. And of course, Don Horgan, our Scoutmaster. Round of applause for our invited guests. And certainly we're delighted to be joined by members of Super Troop 104's governing committee, as well as its dedicated scout leaders, parents, guests, and the younger scouts. We're also pleased that so many of tonight's guests are themselves Eagle Scouts. We are now going to ask that any Eagle Scouts present please stand and join us in the center aisle to form the Eagle Path. So any Eagle Scouts that are with us, if you could join us in the center aisle. Ask Ian Rapp, Aidan Shear, Dan Hudson, and Trey Wojnar to please lead candidate Nick Kaczynski to the front of the room. And our senior patrol leader, Ryan McDonald, if you'd please step forward and request the troops' attention and the presentation of colors.
Can everybody please rise? Color guard fall in. Troop attention. Color guard post. Troop salute. 2. Color guard dismissed. Will everyone please join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And while we remain standing, I'll ask Father Parker to please come forward and offer us a blessing.
Let us pray. Lord our God, we thank you for the many gifts that you give us, especially as we gather tonight, as we honor Nick and all of his achievements. We ask that you continue to bless him, his family, and those who have helped him to come to this evening. And also bless our troop and all those who through the years have made Troop 104 what it is today, for their willingness in giving their time, their talent, and their gifts for our scouting here at St. John's. Continue to bless us in all of our efforts. Give us joy in our hearts as you call us always to be your people of faith. May we recognize what you call us to be, and may you continue to unfold the gifts that you have given us as we give honor to you by our lives and by our faithful service to our country, our neighbor, and one another. Bless us now as we move forward and continue to look upon us in all of our needs. We pray through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Would our troop committee chairman, Ralph DePetrosellis, who is also a father of 3 Eagle Scouts, join us up here to convene our Court of Honor?
I remember my own tonight. The Eagle Scout Award is the highest award available to youth members of the Boy Scouts of America. It is in recognition by the local national organization, presented through the regional council and at a local court of honor. As the chairman of Troop Committee and representing the Greater Niagara Frontier Council of the Boy Scouts of America, I declare this court of honor to be duly convened.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here this evening to honor a young man, as he becomes an Eagle Scout. Not every boy, nor every scout, attains the rank of Eagle. The wearer of the Eagle Award is the embodiment of scouting's best efforts and beliefs. The physical and mental requirements are strenuous and remarkable. Yet perhaps even more difficult and more important for the Eagle rank is the personal character of the scout. That character that's reflected in his attitude toward the ideals of scouting and his attitude toward his home, his church, his school, and the greater community. He has distinguished himself through his continuous performance of active service in scouting. He is trained and practiced in leadership skills and abilities. The Eagle Scout has demonstrated the ability to face challenges and find solutions to tough situations. And he is marked by the character gained through an understanding of citizenship and religious beliefs. Earning the rank of Eagle represents that the individual has the tools to be a responsible, conscientious citizen who would gladly advance the group before the individual. You may be seated. Awarding an Eagle Scout is a demonstration of how people, working together, can truly help mold a young man with a solid sense of leadership, citizenship, and responsibility. Being Eagle signifies that this young man has learned to be honorable. Honorable in relation to his peers, his elders, and society. The trail to Eagle has been a combination of hard work and fun, all leading toward the goal to which this scout has been working for years. It's the culmination of pride and efforts of the parents and the leaders of this scout. Truly, this is an occasion for pride and joy. Would Assistant Scoutmaster and Eagle Dad Charlie Gennaro and Merit Badge Counselor Robert Hudson come forward and lead in the candle ceremony?
Before us we have the fleur-de-lis, the three-pointed symbol of scouting for more than 100 years. Lord Baden-Powell, Boy Scouts founder, included the fleur-de-lis design in his scouting badge in his work, Scouting for Boys. He reasoned that the fleur-de-lis was commonly used as a symbol for north on a map, and a Boy Scout was to show the way in doing his duty and helping others. The plumes of the fleur-de-lis become symbols for duty to God and country, duty to others, and duty to self, the three principles of the Scout Oath. Nick, would you please light the first candle, representing duty to God and country? Religious leaders teach you to know and to serve God. You adhere to your religion's spiritual principles and accept its duties. You respect that men and women of the past worked to make America great, and many gave their lives for your country. By being a good family member and a good citizen, by obeying the Scout Law and its 12 principles, by working for your country's good and obeying its laws, you do your duty to your country. Nick, light the second candle representing duty to others. Many people need help, whether in your family, organization, school, community, country, or the world. With a cheery smile and a helping hand, you can make life easier for others. By doing a good turn daily and helping when you're needed, you prove yourself a scout and do your part to make the world a better place. Please light the third candle for duty to self. Keeping yourself physically strong means taking care of yourself. Eating the right foods and building your strength. Staying mentally awake means learning all you can, be curious and asking questions. Being morally straight means you live your life with honesty, being clean in your speech and actions, and being a person of strong character.
Every scout knows the principles of the Scout Law, and he lives by them. Nick will light the candles representing these principles. Trustworthy. The scout tells the truth. He keeps his promises. Honesty is a part of his code of conduct. People can depend on him. Loyal. A scout is true to his family, scout leaders, friends, school, and nation. Helpful. A scout is concerned about others. He does things willingly for others, without pay or reward. Friendly. A scout is a friend to all. He is a brother to other scouts. He seeks to understand others. He respects those with ideas and customs other than his own. Courteous. A scout is polite to everyone, regardless of age or position. He knows good manners and makes it easier for people to get along together. Kind. A scout understands there is strength in being gentle. He treats others as he wants to be treated. He does not hurt or kill harmless things without reason. Obedient. A scout follows the rules of his family, school, and troop. He obeys the laws of his community and country. If he thinks these laws and rules are unfair, he tries to have them changed in an orderly manner. Cheerful. A scout looks on the bright side of things. He cheerfully does tasks that come his way. He tries to make others happy. Thrifty. A scout works to pay his way. He saves for unforeseen needs. He protects and conserves natural resources. He carefully uses time and property. Brave. A scout can face danger, even if he is afraid. He has the courage to stand up for what he thinks is right, even if others laugh or threaten him. Clean. A scout keeps his mind and body fit and clean. He goes around with those who believe in living by those same ideals. He helps keep his home and community clean. Reverent. A scout is reverent toward God. He is faithful in his religious duties. He respects the belief of others. Nick, can you please lead your fellow scouts in reciting the Scout Oath and Scout Law?
We ask Jim Jones, our Assistant Scoutmaster, and father of 3 Eagle Scouts, to reflect on and explain what it means to be an Eagle Scout.
Thanks, Peter. Everyone, thanks for coming. A nice little treat for Nick here. I'm doing the Trail to Eagle for Nick. What is an Eagle Scout? Let's take a look at some of the things that Nick has done in preparing to be an Eagle. In terms of badges, he's earned the Scout badge and the ranks of Tenderfoot, Second Class, First Class, Life, Star, Life, and finally Eagle. Along the way, he's earned 13 required merit badges and 14 elective merit badges, served in leadership positions including Senior Patrol Leader, and spent more than 12 hours on service projects, not including his own Eagle Scout project. In all, he completed about 325 different requirements. So what have these requirements taught him? What is an Eagle Scout? First and foremost, of course, he's an outdoorsman. He knows how to camp, swim, hike, and use woodman's tools. He can build a fire, find his way with a map and a compass. He spent well more than the 20 days and nights camping out in a tent he has pitched on a site he has selected. Many of these times he planned his own menu and cooked his own meal. He embodies the Scout motto, be prepared. He knows how to handle first aid emergencies and what to do in the event of a disaster. He's a good citizen. He's been to town council meetings, and he knows how government is organized. He knows who his elected representatives are, and has written a letter to one about an issue of his own concern. He's read the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution. He has set and worked towards fitness goals. He's competed against himself in tests of aerobic endurance, flexibility, and muscular strength. He knows what it means to be physically, mentally, and morally fit. He's a good family member. He knows things are important to his family, and he's talked to his family about finances, drugs, and growing up. So what is an Eagle? He's a young man who's qualified to help others as well as take care of himself. His badge is not a decoration, but rather a symbol of knowledge and ability. The Eagle Scout award is not a patch to be worn or a certificate to hang on a wall. It's a way to live your life.
Don? I'm going to ask Don Horgan, our Scoutmaster, and Nick's parents to come forward and stand with him. Don, as Scoutmaster of Troop 104, Is it your judgment that this scout has fulfilled the requirements to become an Eagle Scout and exemplifies the ideals of scouting? Would you please take a few moments and share some of Nick's character, background, and accomplishments?
Nick. There's probably never been a better combination than Super Troop 104 and Nick Kaczynski. They just seem to dovetail. What we have to offer is just what Nick needed, what he could use. Nick is a very resourceful person, and here he accomplished all kinds of things, often through his own resourcefulness, sometimes because he didn't want to follow our directions. Nick is actually extremely athletic, amazingly so, but he's not very patient with organized sports, drills, practices, and so on. But here in casual approach to sports and a very active program that we have, he found a place where he could use all of his energy and his athleticism, and we gained by it too. An outdoorsman. Nick is a natural outdoorsman, and we give him lots of that. And we made a traveler out of Nick, so we could take him out in public. Nick has been to all kinds of really cool places in Boston, and New York, and Philadelphia, and jamboree trips to Williamsburg, Virginia Beach. So we've known Nick now for years, and it's been a great, and I'm sure it's going to continue. Where Nick now moves from being a junior assistant scoutmaster, he turns 18 in just a couple of weeks. He will become an assistant scoutmaster and have a chance to share those 8 years of learning, struggle, and using that resourcefulness with a whole bunch of new things. So, Nick, glad to know you.
Will William Rapp, Eagle Scout, and Eagle Scout Dad please come forward to lead Nick in the Eagle Charge?
Nick Kaczynski, I charge you to enter this Eagle Brotherhood holding without reservation forever before you the ideas of scouting service. By the reputation of the Eagle Scout promise before your fellow scouts, you will become an Eagle Scout, though the words you will use will be similar to those with which you joined scouting. They will mean more than they could have meant at any time in the past. When you pledge yourself on this sacred honor, you will seal your eternal loyalty to the code of the Eagle Scout with words that close the Declaration of Independence. Please stand at attention and make the Scout sign. Repeat after me. I affirm my allegiance to the 3 promises of the Scout Oath. I thoughtfully recognize and take upon myself the obligation and responsibilities of the rank of Eagle Scout. On my honor, I will do my best to make my training and my example, my rank and my influence count strongly for better scouting and for better citizenship. In my troop and in my community, and in my contacts with other people. To this I pledge my sacred honor.
May the oath you have taken remain engraved in your heart always. With the authority granted to me by the Boy Scouts of America, it is my privilege and pleasure to pronounce you as an Eagle Scout.
In addition to Don Horgan and other troop leaders, we recognize others who have been a great source of inspiration in Nick's quest, the rank of Eagle. Nick, in recognition of your mother's love, her encouragement, her faith, and trust in your future, please present her with this pin. The Eagle Mother's pin represents all she has made possible. No one will ever know the innumerable acts of self-sacrifice and helpfulness she's made to lead us to this night. As an Eagle Scout, Nick, may you never disappoint. Nick, to recognize your father's leadership and his guidance on your trail to Eagle, please present him with the Eagle Scouts Father Pin. This pin is a symbol of what he has contributed to your attainment of this award. And as an Eagle Scout, may you continue to seek his counsel. In addition, there are often role models who provide an additional positive influence in growth and character development of the Scout. I'd ask that Nicholas say a few words and select his mentor.
Before I select my mentor, I would like to call Don back up because I got to thank you for being such a great Scoutmaster, and I would like to give this gift. Later. You're welcome. I'd also like to thank all of you for coming here. As my mentor, this person has definitely seen me at my best and my worst, and I may not have gotten along with this person every moment, every day, but I have to thank my mom for helping me through all of this, all 8 years of this, and yeah, thank you, Mom. You're the best.
Very kind. Chris gave me $20. Chris gave me $20 for Aldrich.
After Nick successfully completed his border review, his grandmother, Janet Albrecht, sent letters to earlier recipients of the Eagle Award, to religious and political representatives, scientists, entertainers, and business leaders. Many of them sent congratulatory letters or commendations to Nick in honor of this achievement. I asked if she could come on up and share some of those special letters and gifts.
I am Nick's favorite grandparent. I wrote these letters, Nick, to www.recipients of Eagle Scout Awards. And while I got back letters from titans of industry and senators and astronauts, the letters that meant the most were the ones that came from the heart from people I know. And with your indulgence, I'd like to read one. This is from a friend of mine, and I've known him for like 25 years. Hi, Nick. I understand that you have achieved the rank of Eagle Scout. Well, congratulations. I, too, am an Eagle Scout. I am also a friend of your grandmother's, part of the Friday night dinner group. Motorcycle riding brought us together. I was also a good friend of your late grandfather's. I miss him. Well, back to you. We both know the work involved in your accomplishments, both mentally and physically. Hearing of your upcoming Court of Honor ceremony on November 7th has sure brought back a lot of good memories that I'd like to take a few minutes and share with you. I became an Eagle Scout in the spring of 1957 when I was 15. I grew up in Washington Crossing, New Jersey, on the banks of the Delaware River where George Washington crossed on Christmas Eve in 1776 on his way to battle the Hessian Army in Trenton, New Jersey. I was a member of Troop 1776 of the George Washington Council. Scouting in the 50s was a full-time job for me. Earning merit badges came easy because we were a very active group of campers, hikers, canoers, and so forth. The Appalachian Trail was in my backyard. When I became an explorer, things really took off. I worked as a staff member of Camp Aquara on the waterfront. I was also a part of 2 national jamborees and a 10-day adventure unlimited. Being chosen and inducted into the Order of the Arrows meant so much. As life went on, the things I learned were part of me as a man. Being prepared and honest, standing up for what's right, looking a man in the eye with a firm handshake. The one thing I let get away from me was education. Scout to scout, don't let this slip through your fingers. Once more, congratulations and good luck. Sincerely, Bill Brown. P.S. Don't be afraid to use the scout handshake. You'll be surprised. Look around. You can almost pick out the scouts. I'm very proud of you, Nick. I love you.
Lastly, I'd like to ask our troop committee member and scout parent Susan Gunn to come forward for our closing reading. 100 Scouts.
Of any 100 boys who become scouts, it must be confessed that 30 will drop out in their first year. Perhaps this may be regarded as a failure, but in later life, all of these will remember that they had been scouts and will speak well of the program. 12 of the 100 will be from families that belong to no church. Through scouting, these 12 and many of their families will be brought into contact with the church and will continue to be active all their lives. 6 of the 100 will become pastors. Each of the 100 will learn something from scouting. Almost all will develop hobbies that will add an interest throughout the rest of their lives. Approximately 1/2 will serve in the military and in varying degrees profit from their scout training. At least one will use it to save another person's lives, and many will credit it with saving their own. 4 of the 100 will reach Eagle rank, and at least one will later say that he valued his Eagle above his college degree. Many will find their future vocation through their merit badge work and scouting contacts. 17 of the 100 boys will later become scout leaders and will give leadership to thousands of additional boys. Only 1 in 4 boys in America will become a scout, but it is interesting to know that of the leaders in this nation in business, religion, and politics, 3 of 4 were scouts. This story never ends. Like a pebble dropped into a lake, it will continue to radiate in ever-widening circles in a human sea, influencing the character of men through unending time. Troop 104's first Eagle Scout, Monsignor Paul Belzers, earned his award in 1946. He had another commitment this evening and was unable to join us. Since that time, dozens of boys from Troop 104 have earned their Eagle Award. In just the first half of this decade, more scouts from Troop 104 have earned their high award than any of the 3 previous decades. Take a moment and look around you. One of the boys sitting here tonight will be Troop 104's 100 Eagle Scout. Which one will it be? We look forward to being a part of his trail to Eagle.
The process of earning one's Eagle Scout Award does not end with this ceremony. I have confidence that Nick will honor scouting with his life and service just as he's been honored today. I now declare this Eagle Court of Honor complete. At this time, our Senior Patrol Leader, Ryan McDonald, will please direct the color guard to retire the colors.
Would everyone please rise? Color guard fall in. Troop attention. Color guard post. Troop salute. Two.
So we now invite everyone to congratulate our newest Eagle, Nick Kaczynski. So Ryan, our senior patrol leader, will direct our honored guests, then other adults, and of course our scouts to the desserts.
Honored guests, please go back and get desserts. As well as Nick's family.